How you doing, everybody?
Hello.
What is this? A week after our last show?
Yeah.
So, best of the week.
Start right off with a bang. So for $1,750 out of the Boston area, we got a 6768 Melody Maker SG. Walnut finish, showing its age. You know, it says there's some, some buckle rash and whatnot, but all original electronics with the case, with the vibrato on it. Melody Makers are super cool, and SG-shaped Melody Makers are.
All right, out of Worcester, there's a Rickenbacker 325 for $3,000. Is that heavy? Feels heavy.
325.
Yeah. I don't know. You know what? It doesn't matter. It's Rickenbackers always make the list. They're sweet. How do you spell Rickenbacker?
Rickenbaker.
I don't know.
All right, next one. We got a 1980s Princeton Reverb 2 for $1,100 out of Western Mass.
That's sweet.
So, this one's had a replaced power cord and a replaced reverb tank. For $1,100, it's a little heavy, but anytime we see the Fender 2 Series, particularly these smaller ones, they always make the list. The Princeton Reverb 2 is a little bit different than a normal Princeton Reverb. It's got all the the bells and whistles that this series of amps had, push, pull, boost, that kind of stuff. But the Princeton in this format had a 12-inch speaker, bigger cabinet, 22 watts, closer to the wattage of a deluxe. Circuit was still a bit different and whatnot, but it makes, in my opinion, that version of the Princeton Reverb a little bit more usable. And this series of amps was the last of the Fender hardwired or hand-wired amps before they went to PCBs. So that's cool.
Cool.
Again, for $1,100, a little heavy, but cool amp.
Yeah, money's money. Right. Out of Cape Cod, there is a Gibson Skylark going for $550. Totally reasonable price. I don't know. I didn't read the description or anything. I never do. They used to be like $300, right?
I mean, there's a time when so the Gibson Skylark and the GA5. There are a lot of different amps with different circuits that were all called that. Some, they had GA5Ts, like this one had tremolo. You talk to old amp guys or old amp people, and they prefer some over the others, even though they all had the same name. Long story short, you got a vintage Gibson amp with tremolo. It's super cool, and $550 is a reasonable price for these. Yeah, next one for me, we got a Marshall JCM 900 100-watt dual reverb combo for $550 out of Boston. So I have and have had a couple of this amp in head version. I really like this amp. 900's the dual reverb version here. You've got 2 channels. I always use the cleaner channel. I don't use it for super high gain stuff, but I think it's got a good kind of mid-gain rock and roll sound.
Yeah.
And having reverb in a Marshall like this, I think, is something that makes that amp a lot more usable. And a 1x12 combo is, that makes it a hell of a lot easier to grab and go and play somewhere than having a lug tab. So.
Yeah. Me out of Middleton, there's a Analog Man Sunface, $200. Is that heavy? I don't know.
Yeah. So. We're going to kind of roll right into our pedal corner with this one. So, Analog Man Sunface. This one for sale is a BC109, so that's a silicon version. Super cool. So you don't have the temperature sensitivity that you have with a germanium version. The Sunface line that Analog Man makes, all based off of fuzz faces. You can get a ton of different transistor options, gain options, some other additional options in there, like this one, for example, which I'll talk about in a moment. This particular one for sale on Craigslist, so $200 for a used one. Analog Man stuff used always tends to command a high price, and I don't quite understand it, but this is an example of one that is This version of the Sunface, readily available, brand new from Analog Man, yet they're charging $5 more than a brand new one for a used one on Craigslist. I don't get it, but people pay it. So,
on to the pedal corner.
Speaking of the different options, this was a nice way to highlight some of the options you can get on the Sunface. This one, not like the one for sale, has this sundial knob in the middle, so that you can, kind of stimulate rolling down the volume on your guitar, on the pedal if you want to leave that setting on all the time. And this one has an additional switch here, so, if you're running this off battery, you can shut it off and not be draining your battery without having to unplug cables and stuff like that. So, cool option. The Sunface line in general are some of the best, or most well-known anyway, Fuzzface clones out there. Fuzzfaces are awesome. They're big and thick and woolly in some cases. They're kind of raspy and can rip your head off in other cases. And they're really known as the fuzz with the best cleanup when you roll back your guitar volume. And they're absolutely worth checking out. I've tried a couple of different Fuzzface inspired pedals, and the Sunface is the best one.
All right, moving on to Worst of the Week. This is out of East Falmouth. There's a Ovation electric guitar. You know they made electrics? Yeah, we knew that. This is going for $1,100. I can't imagine it's worth anywhere near that. Who knows? All right, next up, out of Harwichport, there is a Ovation Custom Legend for who gives a shit. Worst of the week, everybody.
So I heard you went to a store.
Always do.
Where'd you go?
North Attleboro Guitar Center.
How was the used selection?
Pretty bad.
What was the coolest thing you saw?
They had a bathroom like right when you walk in. You didn't have to walk to the back. You didn't have to go in like a weird area. They just had like a really easily accessible bathroom.
Cool. Did they have any Acoustasonic Telecasters?
No.
Did they have new guitars in general that were worth buying?
I don't know. I never looked at the new ones.
Sounds like it wasn't the greatest trip to Guitar Center.
It's pretty rough.
Go there for the bathrooms. That's all we have. We do have reminder about September 24th.
That show's coming up. Vendor's already set up. We're out 2.5 months, so we're fine.
Yeah, we're in good shape. It's shaping up to be a good time with what we've got so far. Really good vendor so far.
Yeah.
And we got an interview that's going to be up soon, right?
Super soon, yeah. Nocturnal Amplification in Holyoke.
Yeah. So this one was cool, and one of the times that we got to go visit someone in person and not do it over the computer. So
yeah, I'll tell you something about a lot of interviews. There's a lot of times where there's opportunities to cut out stuff, right? We'll talk to someone, we'll record, it'll go for 30, 40 minutes or whatever, and I'll try to cut that down to 20, 15 minutes, because time. I'll get the meat of the stuff. This one, I can only cut out 3 minutes because everything he says had so much purpose and it was important. So it wasn't like I could cut it out. Guy knows his fucking stuff, man.
And it makes really cool amps, so worth checking out.
Yeah. So, Nocturnal Amplification out of Holyoke. That interview's coming up soon. He's going to be at the show. Dan, you need to get your shit fixed. Sprayed to Dan.
Yep.
Right?
There you go.
Yeah. So, thank you, Craigslist.
Thank you, Craigslist. We'll see you soon.
All right.